I'm John Whidden with Whidden Gunworks, and we'd like to take a few minutes to tell you about our reloading dies. We're really proud of these products, and one of the reasons that we got into the reloading die business was to address a few shortcomings that we found in other people's products. We'd like to show you what we've learned and how we've made our dies better because of it. With our die sets, one of the things that we recognize is how important proper setup of the dies is for easy functioning of your gun and the quality of your ammunition. Some of the things that are included in our dies that are missing from other people's dies, one of them is a bump gauge to be able to measure shoulder setback in the resizing operation. You've got to have one of these to know how much you're setting the shoulder back when you adjust the sizer die. So we've put one in the box so you'll have it. A few people prefer to load without the expander ball in and load with bushing dies, and in that case a lot of them that don't want to use the expander need a pin retainer to retain the decapping pin on the decap assembly. That's also included in our dies. One thing that we found lacking in other people's dies was the ability to adjust the die down enough in the press to get the proper amount of shoulder setback. We have fixed that dimensionally inside of our dies, so you won't have a problem buying our dies and then wondering why you can't adjust them to get the proper shoulder setback. We've had good success in our shop by adjusting the amount of neck tension by using different size expander balls in the dies. So we have expander sets available. A typical expander set will come with 5 expanders in it. We start at the nominal bullet diameter and step down in 1/1000th increments. And like I said, we've had our best success getting consistent neck tension by changing out the expander to get just the amount of neck tension that we're looking for. This is one of the decap assemblies that we use inside of our die. I'd also like to point out that we use stainless steel in every part of this thing that you're going to be handling. The stainless, of course, will not rust. You won't have any problems with that throughout its life. One other thing to extend the useful life of the dies is our lock ring is a clamp style lock ring. As you can see, this thing pinches together to tighten down on the die. Other people use a lock ring with a screw that bears on the threads. Well, the problem is it chips the threads up and makes the lock ring very difficult to adjust on the die body after a while. So we've solved that problem for you as well. On the cedar dies, one other thing that we found is we got better concentricity when we had a little bit of a gap between this bottom surface of the sleeve and the shell holder. Now let me talk just a minute right here. Other people's dies, when you're seating the bullet, this bottom surface of the sleeve sits down and actually contacts the shell holder itself. Well, that's nice that that sleeve is perfectly perpendicular to the shell holder, but what we think is important is that everything is very close and square to the cartridge case. That's where your concentricity is going to come from. So when you set our die up, again, because of us choosing the right dimensions for use inside of it, there will be a very slight gap between the bottom of this sleeve and the top of your shell holder. This gap will ensure that the spring pressure in this die is down. It's using the taper on the case of the cartridge to center itself up in the taper inside the die, so everything in there is just as straight as possible for you to get low run out. Lastly, I'll also point out our markings right here. These markings are engraved through the anodizing. They're very large and easy to read. They'll also stay clean. If you happen to handle them with dirty fingers or something like that, they're easily cleaned and will remain this shiny for the entire life of the die. Let's look at our cedar die and some of its features for a few minutes. We have the same pinch style lock ring that's not going to bear on the die body and scar it up, so that's going to be easy to work and operate for the entire life of the die. One thing that we learned is that this surface right here in this sliding sleeve, it doesn't need to contact the shell holder for you to get maximum concentricity on your rounds. So when the die is set up, there'll be a little bit of gap between this surface right here and the top of your shell holder. One of the other things that we did is we made the markings very large and easy to read. These markings are engraved through the anodizing, so they're going to be easy to clean from now on. So even if you handle them with dirty fingers and get a smudge in there or something like that, they clean up real easily. We have 50 thousandths of adjustment per turn, so we've got a nice round number for you, and it's very easy to calculate when you're getting those initial setups and making your initial adjustments. Our dies have been responsible for numerous championships and always making small groups even smaller. We'll look forward to seeing you at our website at whiddengunworks.com.